we talk about today's trick, I want to add a disclaimer. This trick, when done well, can lead to
extreme satisfaction.
That's going to be fun when I edit that. Today I want to draw special attention to an arrangement and texture trick that's going to help your songs really pack a punch when you need it in the choruses. I call it saving your chords for the chorus. I'll show you examples from Michelle, Fleetwood Mac, and Jacob Collier. Before I explain the trick, I want to give you a little bit of a primer. In any song, no matter the genre, no matter what, there are 6 different types of sounds: vocals, drums, bass, chords, leads, and effects. Not every song is going to have all 6 of them, but every sound in every song will fall into one of those 6 categories. Now there's an order of importance to these 6 categories of sounds as well. If we had a song with all 6 of these sound categories, the most important one usually is going to be the vocals. Most people listen to the vocals first in a song, and that's what they follow with their ear. Everything sort of supports the vocal. The second most important sound is the drums. The rhythm of the percussion section, it appeals to the lizard brain, gets you tapping your feet and snapping your fingers, and it supports the vocal. The vocal will play rhythmically against the drums. The third most important type of sound is bass. The bass is the emotional foundation for any song. As the lowest note, it creates the harmonic context for everything above it, and the harmony decides the mood of the song. After that, we have chords and leads and effects, which I consider to be sort of in a 3-way tie. Chords, leads, and effects usually fill in space and add color to the song in all kinds of different ways, depending on how the song functions and what's going on, just generally. But the main idea of this primer is that any song's foundation are the vocals, the bass, and the drums, and that the leads, chords, and effects will supplement that in different ways. And that's where we get to today's trick, saving the chords for the chorus. Specifically that big moment where you need a little energy boost or some euphoria or to fill out the space. Chords are an incredibly powerful tool for really delivering on that big moment. Let's take a look at some examples and see how we can use it. We'll start with The Bottom by Michelle, because I think it's the most straightforward and clearest example of saving the chords for the chorus. The verses of the song are going to be a groove made of the 3 primary elements: your vocals, your drums, and your bass. But then when the chorus hits, we get this big chord that fills up the space, and it's got a lot of buzzy high end on it, and it's sort of pulsing with the beat. And that's going to distinguish the choruses from the verses in texture, and it's also going to add a little bit of
extreme satisfaction.
You've heard it all.
Next example comes from Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. It's actually been charting again because of this guy. Legend. So in Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, we have the same sort of thing, where we've got the drums, the vocals, and the bass making up the verses. Also in the verses, there's some subtle background guitar, like counter melody leads in between vocal lines. And there's even a little bit of electric piano very quietly in the background, just for a little bit of filling out that space. You'll see as we get closer to the chorus, they start adding elements. There's a little bit of vibraphone added. There's also a bigger snare sound. It's doubled with the tom. And also some background vocals start to come in. We get a guitar arpeggio just to add a little bit more. And then when we do get to the chorus, we get our big chord in the form of acoustic guitar strumming. There's some organ doing sustained notes in the background to fill things out a little bit more. And then of course these massive vocal harmonies that bring
extreme satisfaction.
What you love and what you
satisfaction.
Our last example comes from Jacob Collier's Sleeping on My Dreams. I've been bringing this one up a lot in the videos recently just because it's one of my favorites from his new album, and I think it's sick. I think that you would be doing yourself a treat to listen to it in headphones with your eyes closed and just try to listen to everything. It's a lovely song. Lots of depth in it. So the fun thing about this song is that every section is kind of a different genre. Here are a few quick excerpts from different parts of the song so you could just hear the different genres that are being used.
You be feeling like you're running away.
My bed is made of feathers.
Now, 'cause I've been sleeping on my dreams.
So let's just focus specifically on the choruses because the chord trick is done within that one section to deliver
Extreme satisfaction. I should probably mention that this song's probably going to deliver the most extreme satisfaction of any of the examples today.
So in all our other examples, what we've been doing is waiting till we get to the chorus to bring in a chord to sort of fill things out and elevate things and add a new texture. But this song's not going to work like that because every section is just a completely different style. So what happens is when we get to the chorus, we sort of land in this funky bit that is just vocals and bass and drums. So he saved that entire arrangement style just for the choruses. And so what does he do with the chords? Well, they don't come in at first. He waits until a little bit later in the chorus to bring them in. So he uses that delaying the
Extreme satisfaction.
just until later in the chorus, because the chorus is the only section that uses the vocal bass drum arrangement.
I'll fall asleep, whatever now. 'Cause I've been sleeping on my dreams. And I can't remember what I mean to you. And everything is what it seems. I've been sleeping on my dreams.
And I'll be damned if that's not.
Extreme satisfaction.
Anyway, that's the
Extreme satisfaction.
trick for elevating your choruses by holding on to chords until you need them for that big moment.
Now, 'cause I've been sleeping on my dreams. And I can't remember what I mean to you. And everything is what it seems. I've been sleeping on my dreams.